Welcome to Westy's Heli training episodes. First of all, what we're going to do is we're going to check a few things before we put this bird into the air, because there's no point putting it up there if it's not going to last. So you want to go through and check all of your ball joints, make sure that they're all on good and none of them have come off or are damaged or have too much play in them, because sloppy ball joints will cause poor handling. Check the infloat on the shaft by lifting up and down. You should have a little wee bit of play, but not a lot. And then check the tightness of your blades, because if they're too loose it'll flick around when you spin it up and tangle up in this or hit the boom. Check your infloat in your drive gear. Should be a little bit there. Check your blades and your feathering shaft. Make sure the feathering shaft hasn't got any infloat in it. Hold the head and then pull this way and this way to see if there's any clearance in there, and there shouldn't be any, otherwise it's coming loose. Check your tail shaft. All your everything's smooth here, not too much play here, and make sure that your blades aren't too loose on the tail. So I pull them out like so to get them straight. Same with the main blades. Okay, once the battery's on, you want to check to make sure you've got good balance. And the other thing to check if you haven't flown it for a while is check your gyro action. So this is flowing, this goes around in clockwise direction like so, the main shaft, and the tail blade goes anti-clockwise, so you need to make sure you've got your leading edge facing down like so. Okay, so what we need to do now is power it up. I'll leave the motor disconnected at the moment. I'll just power up the receiver. Okay, wait for it to centralise. We've got a bit of power left in that. Got one green light. Okay, so what we need to do now is make sure the tail's working in the correct direction. So basically, if the tail starts going this way, you want it to deflect on the leading edge. And it's not going to do that in non-heading hold mode, so I'll put it into normal mode. And as we rotate the tail, you should see this moving. If the tail starts trying to go that way, you want to have these blades trying to act against it, which it is. Okay, if it's going the other way, it'll actually speed it up. Okay, so it should come back to center again. Alright, and if it tries to go this way, it'll start acting against it to force it back to this position. Okay, now if that's not correct, you're not going to basically you'll try to take it off and it'll spin in a circle, and I'll show you a video of that. Check to make sure you've got good end-to-end float, so you're not buzzing on the servo when you're going from left to right, and it's nice and smooth. Okay. Right, we'll power it up and get it off the ground. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to slowly start spooling the helicopter. So slowly start spinning it up. And what we're going to notice is as you slowly start increasing your left stick towards the up position, you'll notice that the tail will start trying to wiggle on your left or right as the power comes on. So what you need to do is have a bit of a play with you're quite safe under half stick. Have a bit of a play with the rudder control with your left thumb, left and right, and just give it a bit of a go and see how it feels. Now what I'm going to do is apply a little bit of right cyclic, 3mm at the most, and pull it off the ground, as you can see. And it comes straight up there. Okay, so we want to try and keep it within a 1 meter radius, or 3.5 feet basically radius, or square, imaginary square above where you took off. You can't keep it inside that square, and what you need to do is put the helicopter carefully lower probably about 1 to 2 millimeters, and your power will be coming right back down to the ground. So as you can, I'm just trying to demonstrate again, come up, right, no cyclic at all, and it starts drifting straight to the left. I'll put it down again, and straight up, let go of the cyclic, and off it goes to the left. And you've got to put quite a bit of right hand cyclic in to get it back under control. Okay, so but once you've got it off the ground, like I've just done there, with a bit of right cyclic, about 2 to 3 millimeters, maybe 5 if it's a little bit breezy, and then back off to center and see where it's going to go once it's up in the air. So yeah, basically you want to put little wee inputs, cyclic inputs with your right, like whether you do your finger pincer grip or whether it's a thumbstick. And you should see, I'm just going to demonstrate here with my, here we go. See a little wee bit of right control, and then just little cyclic movements to try and keep it within, and I'm pretty much leaving my left stick, once it's in the air, alone. So leaving the throttle as it is, and put it down and come up with a little bit of right hand cyclic there, applying a little bit of right as I come up, and then let it back to center, and then see where it's going to go, and then apply the appropriate opposite control to take it out. So if it's going to go backwards, you do a little bit forwards and then take it off. As it starts moving forward, you take it, just as it stops, you take it off, and you should be ready to see what sort of input you need to do then. It's quite a fine art to getting it right. So try and keep that steady hover there. If you can't keep it steady, that's okay, just put it down and not to get too stressed out, just put it down and carefully. Basically from here, where it's up to about 3 feet in the air like so, you're only talking 1 to 2 millimeters of left stick throttle control, pitch control, to get it back to the ground again. So you've got to be very careful not to dump it down, or you'll have to apply plenty of power to keep it from smashing on the ground. Especially with a torque tube model like this T-Rex 600, they're very, very unforgiving on tail strikes, which is usually the first thing that comes down first if you put it down hard, and that'll shear all the gears off. You're talking at least $100 worth of repair there just for the T-Rex 600 tail gears. So yeah, just try and practice with keeping it, play with different heights and keep it within that, try and keep it within that 1 meter box, magic box, or an imaginary square. I could paint it on the lawn there, and we'll see if we go, if I do another video of this, if you guys like it. I might do some more, but we'll see what sort of feedback we get from you guys.
Okay, so that's pretty much it for the vocal or basically instruction on what I'm trying to teach you to do here. But you're talking like you do not really need to put any more than 3 to 5 millimeters of input at any one time, unless you're really getting, you know, it's starting to speed up and you're going quite fast in one direction. You want to apply a little bit. As soon as it stops, let the stick straight back to center, and then wait to see which way it's going to move, and then put the complete exact opposite cyclic input in. That's why good quality digital servos are excellent for maintaining control. This one's got a set of, on the cyclics, it's got a set of MKS DS1210s, which are digital, titanium and waterproof. Very good servos. I've just got those on that machine very recently due to some JR servo failures after a crash I had when I had a battery pack fail. It wasn't a pilot error, unfortunately. So yeah, I mean, things go wrong. It's just one of those things. It's part of the hobby, and it's part of you know, putting it back together and chin up and get into it again. So I mean, with a big helicopter like this, the noise is quite powerful, and it can really be quite scary. If it is scary, you know, put some earplugs in. I always wear safety glasses, and it's part of me, but basically from the previous issue with a T-Rex 450 carbon fibre blade just shearing off and whizzing past my ear and smashing the van window, and I thought, wow, if it can do that, what can it do if it hits me in the face or the eye? So I make sure that I wear my safeties or some good quality polycarbonate sunglasses. Yeah, so I'll just leave the rest of it to you, for you guys to watch and listen and enjoy. So leave your feedback below, and I'm not sure whether anybody's going to even watch this, but anyway, we'll see what happens. Cheers. Thanks. Westy over now.